Welcome back to another League 2 predictions video. This time we are kicking things off at Valley Parade, where Bradford host Mansfield. Now, these two sides both lost last time out. Now, can they change things around for the weekend's action? Now, personally, I think it's going to be a very tight game. I don't think there's many goals in it. Both teams have quite solid defensive, but I am going to go with a 1-0 away win for the Stags. Next up, we're at the racecourse, where Wrexham had a disappointing draw in midweek. Can they bounce back and get another win under their belt and continue their charge for automatic promotion? Well, I think they will. Like I say, I think it'll be a very professional performance. They need a professional performance. They need to start getting more and more of those back-to-back wins. It's going to be crucial for them come the end of the season. But Tranmere could turn up and put on a good show. We know they've got these sorts of performances in them. Getting that win in midweek is going to be absolutely huge for their confidence. But I do think they are going to lose this one at the racecourse 2-0. Now, next up, can Doncaster make it 2 wins in a row, and will Swindon go 3 losses in a row? Well, I think that's going to happen. Even though they're playing at the county ground, I just don't think Swindon's going to have the quality to deal with Doncaster. So I'm going to predict a narrow away win here. I am going to go with a 2-1 win to Doncaster. Now, next up is the game of the match for me. It's MK Dons versus Crewe Alexandra at Stadium MK. It's going to be a very tight one. You know, I can't see either side really getting all 3 points this one. I think Crewe are the slightly better side, but with home advantage, it's going to be a very tough day out. So I am going to predict a draw. I am going to go with a 1-0 draw, but there could be a lot more goals in this one. Now, next up, Grimsby. They have had an improvement in their form recently, but is it going to be another draw for them? As 3 out of their last 5 matches have all been draws. Gillingham, not a great side either. At Priestfield, they're going to have a little bit of a lift for that, but I can't see any goals in this one. I'm going to predict a boring 0-0 draw, and I think both sides will be happy with the point. Next up, we're at the New Lawn, where Forest Green Rovers host fellow relegation rivals Sutton United. Now, it's a fantastic chance for Forest Green to make it 3 wins out of their last 3. I think they will. At the New Lawn, they're going to have that home advantage against a really poor Sutton United side. It looked like at one point Sutton were going to sort of kick on and revive their season, but that has quickly faded. I predict a 2-0 win for the home side in what will be a very important 3 points. Now, next up, can Walsall bounce back after a couple of games where they've struggled recently against a really poor Colchester side? Under Danny Cowley, they've got a lot of draws, not many wins. I don't think they're going to win here, despite being home at the JobServe Community Stadium. I just think they're not going to have enough to get anything from this one. I think it's going to be a very tight game again, but I'm going to predict a 1-0 away win for Walsall. Next up, it is Barrow, and they take on Harrogate. Now, both these sides have struggled recently. Obviously, Barrow have got themselves back into that playoff spot after, those 2 wins that were absolutely vital, but prior to that, they were struggling. And obviously, getting a draw in midweek wouldn't have helped things. Harrogate have been really poor, though. I can't see them getting anything out of this game. I think Barrow have just got to put on a really good display here, send a message to the rest of the league that they are back and they are fighting for promotion. So I'm going to predict a 3-0 home win. Now, this game for me has got lots of goals written all over it. 2 sides that defensively have been really poor this season. Obviously, Accrington winning in their last game will give them a bit of a boost, but I don't think either side have particularly been any good. I can't really see either side winning the game, but I think 4 goals will be split evenly. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Next up, we're at Plough Lane, where Wimbledon take on Newport County, and despite winning their last 2 matches, I think Newport's confidence from winning that last game is just going to be a little bit too much for Wimbledon, as they are due a loss. Look at that. I think Wimbledon, they're not very good at putting 5 or 6, good results together. They tend to lose at some point. I think they are going to lose at the weekend. A narrow loss against a decent Newport County side, so I'm going to go with a 1-0 away win. Now, in the penultimate game, obviously Salford do play tonight, so we don't really have a chance to see how they get on in midweek, but they're going to be very tired for the weekend, and that's something I'm going to take into account here as they face a fairly decent Morecambe side. Obviously, last 2 games, they've both lost them, and I think that Morecambe are just going to have a bit too much here, and especially as Salford are going to be tired, I'm going to predict a 2-0 away win. Now, in the final game, Crewe to host Stockport, who again, like Salford, we haven't had a chance to see how they're going to get on in midweek, but they're going to be tired going into this one. Crawley obviously having that 2 days extra rest, which is going to be vital going into this one. I do think that's going to pay dividends, as they've been a fantastic side this season and definitely do deserve to be in the playoffs. Stockport have been a bit up and down recently. I don't really think they're going to win the league, so I am going to go with a Crawley win here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 home victory. So that just about wraps things up. If you have enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.